YouTube? This is Denesha with P System TV. You're watching the one and only channel on YouTube dedicated to eradicating teen dating violence. Today we're going to be interviewing a contestant from Natomas Got Talent. A lot of you guys may be wondering, what is Natomas Got Talent? Well, the provincial system had their first annual Natomas Got Talent event last November in Sacramento, California. And it was a very successful event. So the event was just not about acting and performing. It was more about building skill sets, teaching teens and young adults that they can work with one another, helping them take corrective criticism, showing them that they can respect one another, and that they can capacity build and look at information and feedback that they were given and change their behavior. So Turk, he was actually the first place winner for Got Talent, and we're here to get his feedback and overall experience from the event. Now, before we get started, Tyler, just so you know, P System TV is on a YouTube channel. We just want to make sure you're okay with us actually broadcasting this on YouTube.
Of course.
Okay. So I guess my first question for you is just pretty much explain yourself, who you are, and how you got started rapping.
My name's Turk, and I'm actually a rapper. I started rapping when I was in a senior in high school. But I've been writing actually poetry since I was a little kid, and I've just always felt that it was a really good way to express how I felt inside. And I would always change the lyrics of words on songs on the radio when me and my dad would be driving down the car. And then my senior year, I actually auditioned for a play, and I had to be a role that rapped.
Okay.
And so I had to write my own lyrics, and after that, it was just awesome, just being on the stage and expressing my emotions. It was cool.
So what exactly was your inspiration for rapping?
I just like the pureness of it. Like, I like being able to. It was just a huge outlet for me.
Okay.
Like, whenever I was feeling sad or anything, I would just write down the lyrics and the words, and it was kind of a way to let it out, you know.
Okay, cool. So going back to the actual Natomas Got Talent event, do you feel like you gained team building skills?
Oh, definitely.
Okay.
We met a lot of cool people there,
Okay.
and everybody brings, their own talents and their own situation to the table, and you get to learn from a whole bunch of different people, and you get to hear their criticism on you, and you can help them out, and it was just a wonderful way to get everybody together.
Okay. So did this event help contribute to your self-esteem about rapping and things like that?
Oh, definitely. I've always thought, like, I don't know, to me, like, rapping was always just a hobby. Like, I never really done anything in public before, but this is like the first actual thing that I did where I got out there and I performed in front of people and I actually shared my talent with other people, and it was amazing. It was like a giant weight was lifted off my shoulder, and I got to converse with people and talk about it, which was cool.
Cool. So being that you were the first place winner, how do you, now looking back, how do you actually feel about competition?
I've never felt anything like it. Like, it was a rush. Like, it showed me how serious that it can be and how much passion that I have for it, but it also shows how much fun it can be. Like, when you're on stage and you're doing your thing and you're showing your talent to everybody watching you, like, there's nothing like it. You have the nervousness, you have your nerves, anxiety. It was wonderful.
So pretty much just kind of tell us your overall experience of the Natomas Got Talent event, from the audition date to the tryouts to the actual day of the event. Like, what was your overall experience? Just so this year, people who actually are unsure if they want to come out, what was your experience with that? How'd you feel about it overall?
I was the first person to the tryouts.
Okay.
And I got there, and like I said, I haven't really performed in front of anybody. So I got there and I was really nervous. And the song, I literally played the song over in my radio in my car like 50 times a day, just to make sure that I had the lyrics down and just to make sure I had everything right. Because I was nervous. But I auditioned and I felt pretty good about it, and I got called back, and I got to be one of the people that was going to perform. And after that, we got to meet some of the other contestants and get to know them a little bit, and it was really cool because every time that we met, the bond between all the contestants got stronger and stronger, and it wasn't like it was a competition anymore. Like, it was really serious, but we were building and we were becoming a family, and we were sharing our talents, which was really cool. And then the performance came, and again, the nerves started to kick in a little bit, but like I said, it was an amazing thing, and I still talk to some of the people today, and we still got some, you know, we're still friends, and we're just trying to get out there and do our thing.
Okay, that's cool. And that's one of the things that sets Natomas Got Talent, you know, this event that the provision system has going on. That's one thing that sets it apart from all these other talent shows and competitions. It's not just a competition. You actually want to build and help each other. So I think that's what actually sets it apart. So that's cool. So, in the song that you performed, Miracle, what was your message? What were you actually trying to get everybody to understand when you were performing that?
I wrote that song actually in San Francisco. I took a volunteer trip to San Francisco and helped out with the homeless population there, and I went to some after-school programs for some kids there, and that song, the two verses are actually about two people that I met in there.
Oh wow!
In San Francisco, and it was just tough because everybody sees cities, you know, especially San Francisco as like a touristy place. Then you get inside and you see how you see the poverty, you see, you know, all these people walking around that don't have houses and clothes and money, and I don't know. I always felt that I kind of wanted to be a different voice for the world. Like I know it sounds kind of cliche and a little corny, but I kind of want to change the world. Like I want people to see those problems and do something about that, because we all can do something if we really wanted to.
Right. That's cool. That's good. So that's some powerful, because that's like there's a lot of homeless people. Yeah, that's like a major city where there's a lot of homeless people. So that's cool. So I guess if there was one thing that you could say to other young teens and adults with talent, what would that be? What would you say to them?
I would just say don't be afraid. Like if you have a talent, then use it. I mean, everybody in the world has the chance to change the world. You know, if you're a nurse, if you think that, I mean, I was just in Reno. My friend was just in ICU, and I can't tell you, the nurses helped save his life. Like, you may not think that your talent is a big deal, but if you affect one person and one life, then that's amazing. Like that's what you were sent to do.
Right.
And so if you have a talent, if you have a passion, then go for it and give everything that you have, and don't be afraid. And you're gonna fall and you're gonna stumble and you're gonna have some problems, but that's part of the fun. That's part of becoming who you want to be.
Right. Okay, so you know, for people who don't really know where to go, lost, and you know they're going through issues in their relationships and having problems with whoever their spouse is, where would you say, you know, where would you actually recommend they go for help?
Well, I was actually watching PSTV, P-System TV, and I was watching some of your guys' video, and the prevention system is doing amazing things. I think it's wonderful. And that's one of the things that I think is kind of underlooked is teen dating.
Right.
And there's a lot of problems going around. There's a lot of people that are abusive relationships, and they need to find somewhere to go and talk to, because most people just keep it inside.
Right.
And the prevention system is actually doing a really wonderful job, and I'm really excited to see where it's going to be.
So speaking of relationships, I didn't even know you were in a relationship, and you know, did you want to actually introduce your girlfriend?
Yeah, this is Michelle right now. Here you go, babe.
Thanks. So how long have you guys actually been together?
It'll be 4 months on February 1st.
February 1st.
Okay, cool. So what are some things you can actually say to people to help them, you know, in having a healthy relationship? What is some of the big things they should actually be doing to have a healthy relationship?
There's, I mean, cliche as it sounds, communication, but really just someone you can talk to and be honest with, and tell them what you need from the relationship, not just all about, you know, what they might need from it, or just open communication.
Okay. So obviously you're with Tyler, you know, good choice. So I mean, you know, what are some things you would actually, what are some things you look for when you're looking for someone to be in a relationship with? What are your expectations?
I just look for somebody that I feel safe with, not just, you know, safe as in they're gonna, you know, financially provide that kind of stuff, but I mean someone that I can talk to and actually tell my feelings about, that's not going to judge me for them, or, you know, every time I say I feel something it's going to turn into a fight, that kind of stuff. Just somebody that I can talk to and who seems like they're a genuinely caring person.
And what are just some of the things that is like, if this person doesn't have that, I couldn't even consider them? You know, what are some of the big no's for you?
I don't know, just guys that are kind of controlling, that kind of, you know, determine what they think is right for you, and it should be more of what you think is right for you.
Right. And that's kind of like, that's kind of a form, it can be like a form of abuse, you know, that's some signs of, you know, an abusive relationship. So that's cool. Well, thank you, Tyler, for your time, and thank you, Michelle. And just so you know, we are on the internet, YouTube. I just want to make sure that's okay for us to actually put this video up. That's okay. Okay. Well, with that being said, thank you guys so much for coming out and allowing me to interview you and introducing your girlfriend. For everyone watching this, we will be having our 2nd annual Natomas Got Talent this November. So please subscribe to our channel and keep a lookout for that, because we will be having tryouts this summer in Sacramento. So enjoy a clip actually of Tyler performing his song Miracle. I'm going to play it after this. And don't forget to comment on the video, rate and subscribe. Follow us on Twitter and on Facebook. And until next time.
Innocent victims caught up in their parents' problems. Most Americans are just a paycheck away from being on the streets or being in a shelter like this. Melissa Zawoski and her 4 kids learned that the hard way when she and her husband both lost their jobs at the same time. It's the hardest part of this for you. I mean, I was being told that I could not get help.
Now how many of y'all shook your head when I said I was rapping? You took one look and you're all like, what happened? Shouldn't he be sitting listening to Eric Clapton? Not even one verse and negative reactions. That's the thing, we judge a book by the look of the cover. Who knows, I could be the #1 lover of the world, trying to talk to every boy and girl and telling them about this earth, how it is so berserk. What's the difference between me and someone that lives on the streets, or between you and someone with no shoes on their feet? Aren't we all the same human beings? Don't we all have the same exact feelings? Don't we all want to see a world without any hate? A peaceful place now, wouldn't that be great? So we can't relate to the people we walk by, but we don't look, we don't even give an eye. We walk past with our nose to the sky, even I walk by because of pride. But I see them weak and I listen to them cry. They're talking to me from inside and they're saying, I'm down with my heart.
Stuck in the same position that they were in. I can't get away from
these sleepless nights. These streets they fight back. Have you ever thought you were something other what you wanted to be? Regretting life, it seems it's like you close your eyes and see a different situation. Different people having different conversations. What about the girl walking down the street and the pink coat, face dirty, nothing on her feet? Born into a world that is cold. Born into a world that was cold. Born into a hole. What do you think she thinks? Going home to no food, what is her food? What does she do? Playtime in the alleys, takes naps at school. What's school? If she only had a place to do all the things a little girl is supposed to do. No blocks, no socks, no dolls. All's gonna wonder if she even looks up at the stars at all. I wonder if she knows she has a God. She's saying,
down on my life, I've been stuck in the same position.